Good morning, crypto Twitter, it's Misty Crypto, spreading crypto with doctors showing its benefits to my generation. Shout out to all my people, Gen Z needs to be included, it's really that simple. We are savage, amazed, boss, SD, making money at the same time, spread peace. Might feel empty if you don't include Gen Z, about to change the world, so y'all better get ready. Misty Crypto, I'm never backing down, I got a wax account, you should say it out. So many NFTs, I think I lost count, and I'm only getting started, yeah, barely off the ground. Misty Crypto, you cannot stop me, my hands are making diamond, your hands fall like origami. Never be the boss of me, Bitcoin's all I need, when I say I'm zesty, that's just me, talking all this crypto, and yum bomb marketplace, I wanna see the more, we gotta go through cyberspace, leave this world without a trace, stay faith for a different day, cause we partners in the cryptos didn't stay.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Misting Crypto Show. I hope everybody's having a lovely Monday. I'm your host, Randi, also known as Misting Crypto. It's so nice to see you. I probably did see you earlier. I was live at 12 p.m. Eastern for the Weekly Zest. The Weekly Zest is your past week of crypto highlights every day on Monday at noon p.m. at noon Eastern time. That makes sense. Thank you guys again for coming. I appreciate you. If you guys are new to the channel or you're an existing person that always comes regularly, hi, make sure you like, subscribe, and share the stream out with friends. I also started memberships on the channel, so if you want to be an official member of the Zesty fam, there is a join button under this video. Make sure you click it. Enjoy it. Stay zesty with it. Thank you to Wax Blockchain for sponsoring this video. Very happy to have you guys. Now I'm going to waste no time and talk to my awesome guest today, Tony Payne. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Hi. Thanks for having me.
Of course. You're so awesome. I think we've been on Wendy O's show together. Shout out to Crypto Wendy O. She's amazing. And I really
Yes, she
liked your
is.
vibe. And
Thank
I was
you.
just like, you know what? I need to have a chat with her one-on-one and learn about your story. And I really like your background. Is that one of your pieces?
Yes. There's a friend of mine that like makes fun of me. She says I'm a walking advert. So yes, that is one of my pieces. You know, I do art. Obviously, I am a still life and documentary photographer and filmmaker. So yeah, it's one of my beautiful pieces from one of my collections. So yes, like she said, I'm a walking advert. Like hey.
As you should. Come on.
Yes, of course.
You have things to show off. Show them off.
You gotta stay on top of things. And Champagners is like my social club for like lovers of my work and just people that vibe with me. Those are my Champagners. So I had to rep them. I had to rep them today.
Ooh, I'm a Champagner. I feel
yes,
like
you are.
Yes, let's go. I want to learn.
Let us go.
I want to learn about you, Tony, because you're so interesting, and like you said, you're into a ton of different things in the art world, which I find absolutely fascinating. I'm an appreciator of art. I love art, but I appreciate you too. So let's learn about you, Tony. So when you were back in college, let's say, like, did you go to college? If you were in college, what did you want to do with your life?
Okay, so when I initially got into college, I started I started psychology as a pre-law. For the majority of my life up until when I got into college, I wanted to be a lawyer. Because I can argue a soul into the ground. Like, you're not winning an argument with me. And I was like, it's my calling. I want to be a lawyer, yada, yada, yada. So I got to college and got in as I did psychology as a pre-law, and then down the middle I was like, you know what, psychology is a lot. I loved it, but it's just like I'm an empath and it's just like a lot for me. So I was like, okay, you know what, I want to do journalism. Gosh, yeah, I'm one of those people that can never make up their mind what they want to do. I wanted to do journalism as a pre-law still, so I switched from psychology to journalism. And I think it was like the second or third year, almost like my third year in college. I was like, no. I think I took an art course. And I was like, no. I think I'm going to go back into the arts. Like, I like creating things, right? Yeah. Like, I used to love my wood making class. I used to love my ceramics class. Those were like the classes that I had the most fun time in. So I was like, you know what? I think I'm not sure if it was color theory or typography, one of those classes I took. I was like, think I just want to tell stories, and then that was how I got into studied art. So I studied video digital art with the intention of being a filmmaker, more specifically documentary film, just telling stories of people, places, food. Yeah, food. I still want to do that. And along the line, I've probably done like, oh, we're gonna shoot this or we're gonna shoot that. I've shot a short film before. I fell in love like with the stills, like still images, like just being able to absorb. Like when you look at a still image, there's a way you absorb a still image because it's not moving. You literally have to kind of become one with that image, right? And I fell in love with that, and that is part of how I became a photographer. So I still do other things. I still do photography. I still do film. I still now I'm a comedian. My friend says I'm a sit down comedian because I crack silly jokes on TikTok.
That's awesome.
I was like, we need to de-stress, right? Like it's so stressful
Absolutely.
out here.
Yeah, we can't be all serious. Everyone's like so angry all the
know?
time. Like we were just talking about Tony and I before the show, guys. We were just saying how, everyone's so bitter lately and everyone's a little like grr angry. We need to stop with that. And
Yes.
finding art throughout college. I mean, I think that's when a lot of people kind of realize what they're into is like this like formatory part of your life, kind of like my age, like
Yeah.
18 to like that 20-year-old range. What was it like to find art and what appealed you to art? Like what gravitated you towards the camera and things like that?
I just love the process of creating. So I think for me, it's, like I said, like some of my favorite classes were like ceramics, woodworking, even like, making those teddy bears. I'm not sure if you ever made those in middle school, the stuffed teddy,
Yes,
stuffed
like they
teddy
give you like the
bear.
pieces of fabric and a little
Yeah,
thread.
you make
Yes.
then you stuff it. Those are like, those are memories that stuck with me.
Yeah.
And when I took the art class, I took the art class as like a general education class, right? Because the first 2 years in university, you take care of your general ed, and then start diving into like the actual courses for your major.
Yeah.
So I took it, I think, as a general ed, and I was like, maybe I don't want to sit in, because I mean I'd already gotten to the point where I was sitting in court, um, sitting in on cases like with the
Wow.
journalism, and yeah, those are pretty intense. Like, man, if you're an empath, that's a hard profession to try to get into, because
Yeah.
you'll sit there and you'll listen to these stories. There was one instance where the guy, I think he had murdered someone, and I had to go sit there and report it, and I left there in shambles. Like I was like, I'm not going back. It was a lot. It was a lot for me.
Wow.
So with art, it's a little different. Like art, you can tell these stories, but from your perspective, you can, not make it too sad. You can make it happy. If you look at my art, I make happy art. When I tell stories about people or whatever it is, I tell it from like a positive perspective. I know life is not always all like kumbaya. I get it. But I feel like just anywhere in the media, anywhere the negative is highlighted so much, that we need more of like the positive stuff. And I think that translates in my art as well. Even the still life stuff, like the colors, I like bright colors. I didn't know this about myself till I started creating still life. Like I like simple stuff. I like bright colors. I just like that pop of like cheerful color. So yeah, that's been like the genesis of my little art journey. And I haven't turned back. I did pivot into the music industry. For when I graduated from college, I was doing PR for a beauty company while I was in college, right?
That's impressive.
And I know, I was like, I don't know who hired me.
You're like, I'm not qualified for this, but all right.
It's so funny. I was probably like, I don't know, maybe 18 or 19 at that point. And I went into this company and I was like, hey, I need a job. And then the guy's like, oh, do you know PR? I was like, yeah, sure I do. Like, have you done this before? I was like, well, sure I haven't. I can learn. And he's like, okay, sure, you have the job. And I was like, just that, like that.
That's amazing.
And it's so funny because I killed it. Like, we became really, really good friends. And I went from like being like, the PR manager to being like the advisor, and like I'd go to like shows with them and just kind of put things together because I'm a creative, right? And put things together for them. And eventually I took that PR knowledge into music. and became like a artist manager and publicist for many, many years. And that was a by the way situation. It was like unplanned, but it happened. And then I pivoted back to art eventually.
Ooh, you experienced a lot of things from like the law side of things and especially the
Yeah.
media side, which very like is very interesting to me. You see how it works when you're in court, you have to report on all of these things happening. And of
Yeah.
course that could have been overwhelming. And then
Oh
you're
my God.
around
Yeah.
my age and you're running PR for a beauty company. What was it like to see the size of the media and kind of how it operates and what people are attracted to?
So you know what? When I started working for them, social media wasn't what it was like how it is now.
Oh
So
yeah.
a lot of the stuff we were doing were like physical. Like I would literally have to go to like Barnes and Noble, pull out like 10 magazines, beauty magazines, and literally start writing down the editors' names, go through their masthead, like and manually look for their address and then phone number and then start calling and then manually like start making friends with everybody. And that was how I started, like from scratch. So I think now, I think it's probably, I don't know if it's easier now. I think it might actually be harder now because like people's attention with social media is like a little divided and all over the place.
Yes.
But back then, you literally send a press release out by writing a letter, right? And then you'd include like the little card, you know, the with the picture of the product in it, like the slide that they could they could use. And that was how we did press releases back then. But now you shoot emails, you know, it's like, hey, what's up? Join me on Zoom or join me on. It's so much, I mean, it's so much easier, but at the same time, I think now you contend with attention,
Yes.
right? Like everybody's attention is like, we're in the TikTok era where it's like 1 minute or less than 50 seconds. If you don't grab somebody's attention in 50 seconds, they're out.
Apparently, I read somewhere that it's 3 seconds now. That
I believe it.
if you don't like do some effect or keep somebody in a loop for a video on TikTok for in less than 3 seconds, they're gone.
Yep.
That to
Yep. I
me is
believe it.
absolutely insane. Nobody has an attention span anymore.
I
It's
believe it.
it's
You,
scary.
you know how I know? Like if you go on TikTok and you check your videos on TikTok, you know how you could check data
Yeah, yeah.
and it will tell you like what percentage of people watched your video till the end, right?
It
So
does,
tell you.
yes.
So you could do this trick where you just post like maybe like a really super short video. I don't know what the least amount of time is on TikTok, like maybe 6 seconds, right? And then just kind of gauge and see how many people actually watch those 6 seconds. Like I totally believe it. Like you got to grab somebody's attention almost immediately because what exactly is 3 seconds, right? It's not a lot of time.
No.
So you almost got to grab their attention like right away. Like do something crazy right away or do something interesting right away. Like boom.
I don't know how it's going to be manageable in the future where it's going to get down to 1 second. You have to grab somebody's attention or they're gone. It's a lot.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
a lot.
lot. And I think maybe people are going to get sick of that or maybe it's going to get worse. Like what kind of information can you get from a video that's like 6 seconds long? And I've been seeing it too.
Long.
Like I've been experimenting with 6, 7 second videos and those are doing a lot better just because they're
Yeah,
so short. And you could also see on analytics like where people's retention like falls off. So like yeah,
exactly.
like it's so crazy. Like you'll see like a 1 minute video, it'll have a graph for the full 60 seconds and it'll show where people like nosedived in attention.
Yep,
It's
exactly.
sick. How do you think social media has kind of changed like the way of art and art culture?
You know what? I think social media, there's good and there's bad, right?
Yeah.
So the good is that now you can share your work with more people. You can share your work and more people get to see your work, right?
Yes.
But the bad thing is theft. So when you put your work out there, it's easy for somebody to, come in and take your work and use it without your permission. So that happens a lot. So you have to just say, pros, cons, which is better. I mean, I don't mind. Like people ask me, "Oh, can I use your art as my wallpaper?" I don't mind. If they want to use my art as their wallpaper, it's flattering. I don't care, but it's not like they're gonna sell it. So I'm cool, And I always look at my pieces like, oh, okay, well, only one person can, or if I have like limited edition pieces, only those people that have the limited edition can actually own the physical artwork or the actual artwork. So if you want to use it for your phone backdrop, computer, whatever, that's fine. You're just making the art more popular, you know? So those things I don't mind. So I think social media does help give visibility to art.
Absolutely. I think it does help spread a lot of, like, obviously popularity, and you have a lot more reach with social media, being
Oh
able to
yeah, for
communicate
sure.
with people. I think, especially in crypto and NFTs, you have like Twitter spaces every single day that I know you see me and I see you. We're all over the place. And obviously
Yeah,
podcasts like this and Crypto Wendio, where we met on her show, just things like that, where, people just connect from all over the world, and it's a
exactly.
whole global thing. I think it's
Yeah.
really special.
It is. It is. Like you just said, like we totally met because of social media. And if not for social media, what are the chances? Because we're like on opposite ends of
The country,
the country.
literally.
Exactly. So literally, how easy would it have been for us to meet?
Probably impossible.
I
And,
know,
I
right?
think that could be said for probably 99% of the people I know now is because of social
Yeah,
media.
yeah.
And it's pretty
You know?
wild. It's just a whole culture shift. And I really love digital art. And, people sometimes give digital art a bad name. And I'm not sure why. I think both, visual, like, digital art and physical art is both beautiful. And as a person
Oh
who
yeah.
does both, what's your opinion on that?
So you know what? I think this is I think what's going on with AI right now, like the AI art, and people are like up in arms. I'm still
Yes.
on the fence.
I've been
I
seeing
mean, I
those.
like that I can use the AI to produce things or inspiration, but I am on the fence with people just using it straight out of the box. I'm not sure, but then again, it's like whatever. So with digital art and physical art, when you look at, like, I'll give you a good example. Tools like Procreate, for instance, right?
Mm.
If you're somebody that paints, right, in real life or whatever, you can actually now take an app like Procreate and create, you know, digital art. And those, it's not easy. It's hard.
It
So it
is.
still requires the same skill. It's like, this is probably a bad analogy, like learning how to drive with a tiny car, right? And then moving on to drive a bigger car or something like that, a bad example. But yeah, it's still the same technique. You're still using the same ideas. It's still your talent. But the medium is the only thing that has changed, you know? And, because I'm a photographer, I get that a lot where people are like, oh, well, people say this about photography, that it's anybody can take a picture. No,
I
anybody
agree.
can take a picture, but the quality and the way the picture will turn out will be different. It's the same thing. Anybody can pick up a brush, right? But the way the strokes and all that will turn out will be different. So, I think digital art, I don't know if anybody's still beefing digital art. They are. Good luck.
Yeah.
Because even people that do physical art are moving towards digital. And it makes it so much easier as well, because now we have, like, my work, for instance, right? Once it's produced, it's sent to print, and it's printed on metal, it's printed on acrylic, and then it comes in a physical form, right?
Yeah.
So you see that with actual painters too, where they make it on a computer and then they send it to print on a canvas. It's
Yep.
just technology. It's not eliminating the creative process, because, like, for real, like, I'll give you an example of the one we're looking at in my backdrop now. Like, it looks like it's easy to make, but it's not. I can challenge someone like, oh, shoot that and make it look exactly like that, and I can bet you they're gonna have a hard time.
Oh,
Right.
absolutely.
So it's still a skill. It's still a skill that you need to be able to do. And that's what art is, right? Art is the skill, the emotion, the ideas of the artist, right? It's like when you listen to music, anybody can, like, sing a song, right? But you probably won't relate to it as much as your favorite artist and the kind of songs that they sing or whatnot,
Yep.
right? So I can say, oh, anybody can take a picture, but are they Tony Payne?
Oh, spicy, spicy. Oh my gosh. I
Probably
love that. I think,
not.
there's definitely a level of ignorance there. I think when people say that, just like how there's a level
Yeah.
of ignorance when people are like, oh, like Bitcoin's a scam, or, pretty
Oh
much
yeah.
anything that they're not, into
familiar
or
with.
they don't know about, exactly, that they're not familiar
Yeah,
with, they're more likely to diss it in a way. And I'm not like that. I very much see that, there's so much effort that goes behind everything. I mean,
exactly.
people think that being a content creator is easy, but no, you have to think of ideas, you have to think of when you're posting, what you're posting, am I conscious of what I'm saying? And there just probably any profession you're in, you're going to have to deal with that. So I have a lot of respect for you. And I know you said you were in the music industry as well. Can you repeat again? Because I think I missed it. What exactly you were doing in the music industry and how you think
So
social
I was,
media impacted that as well?
yeah, so I was in something about what you just said about content creation. I respect content creators, and I'll
Me
tell
too.
you why. The dedication to even get 10 people to care enough to follow you, the dedication it takes to just get enough people, just say 10 people, to
Yeah.
say, I actually find this person interesting. I want to follow them. That
Yes.
is a lot of work. And, it's like, we see people, oh, this one has 1 million followers. This one. Yeah, but guess what? Before they had that 1 million followers, they had to have their first 10. And they had to put in a lot of work to get that first 10 people to say, I like, especially in this day and age of everybody's moving on, right? You
Yeah.
swipe, 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 and you're going. And that person actually stopped and clicked follow or like or subscribe. That means you're doing something right in their eyes, right? And they want more of it. So I respect content creators. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of dedication. Like I said, I crack jokes on TikTok, and even that's hard. Like I'm like, so what should I say? What kind of joke should I do? And I'm sweating. Like, oh, was that joke good? Was it boring? No, I think I was too much in there.
Yeah, it's always the second guessing for me. Like,
Yeah.
but you can't do that. And being a content creator, it is a lot. It's a lot of dedication. And I mean, being an artist has a lot of, dedication that goes behind that too, because you have to consistently come up with new pieces and
New
think
content,
think
new,
of, like,
yeah,
what am I going to put out, what makes me different? And that's a
exactly.
whole journey on its own. But
Oh
again,
my
what
gosh.
exactly were you doing in the music industry?
In the
How is
music
social
industry.
media
So,
impacting
I
that?
mean,
I know we
so
went
in the
off a little
music,
bit.
I know, in the music industry, I was doing artist management and PR. So
Oh,
I
nice.
I know it was fun. It was fun. I like I said, I kind of stumbled on it. It wasn't my intention to be like in the music industry or do like music management or whatever it is. That was not my intention. It was just like, okay, I enjoy this, and then it happened to now turn into something that I did for many, many years because again, I was good at it. I feel like I'm good at everything I
You are, girl. Go
do.
off. I
Like,
love it.
hey. So yeah, I ended up being good at it, and I did it for many, many years. But I was more focused on the Afrobeat genre. So I don't know if you know Afrobeat. Let me see what songs are popular right now. Okay, so there's one song that's actually really, really popular right now that I see a lot on TikTok. I'm gonna just hum it. I'm not really like I'm not a good singer. I'm a great singer actually, but no, not now. So it goes and I've seen it in like a Cadillac commercial too. So you've probably heard it. It goes oh shoot, see I messed it up already.
Oh, yes.
You
Yes, I know exactly.
and then
Yes. Yes.
one ting ting.
Yes, I know exactly.
That's
That's
so
the
that's
biggest one right
Afrobeat.
now.
Like that's that genre. So when I was like working with artists in that genre, we were like struggling. We were trying to come up to where they are now. Like, we were trying to take it like to the world. Like, okay, we know this music is interesting. We know this style is interesting. We want the world to hear it. So now I'll just be in the car and I'll just be like, oh my goodness, it's on the radio just like that. And I
Wow.
remember back then how much it was a lot of work. It was a lot of work. But I eventually left to go back to, again, the arts, my first love, which is I just didn't want my talent, like with photography and everything, I didn't want my talent to just like kind of die. I felt like, okay, let me look for the song. Let me continue where I left off. So again, the goal is still photography. Now I'm gonna dive back into filmmaking. Still working on that. But yeah, that was how I got into the music industry. And then, so let me make you laugh.
Ooh.
When I got into that, there was no such thing as like iTunes. I'm not kidding you. It was like everything was mad. I feel ancient, by the way.
Gosh.
You're
No,
like, wait,
no.
was I like 3? Like we've always had iTunes. No. Yeah, I don't think iTunes was like a thing. Like it was barely coming up. So we used to actually have to do like, we started from like cassette tapes to a physical to the CDs, like, you know, the CDs that you put. I don't even think new cars come with like CD players anymore, right?
I
Oh,
don't know actually.
it's Bluetooth now. Like everybody's like,
I
oh.
don't know if I have one anymore.
Exactly. So like, yeah, I'm ancient. So I'm a relic.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, so social media then, it was like, what did we have in social media? Facebook. So Facebook was like, you know, just coming up and Facebook was starting to be popping. So if you wanted to use social media, Instagram didn't exist, TikTok didn't exist. Was Twitter a thing? I think Twitter became a
Was
thing
it
later
2007 or 2008?
for Twitter, right?
I think so for Twitter.
Yeah, probably. And so I'm talking like 2004, 2002, 2003, like way before, like, you know.
Yeah, Twitter was 2006, it says. Wow.
Oh, really? Yeah. So
Wow.
this is pre-Twitter. So you can archive me now.
Oh my gosh. Stop it.
You can
No.
archive me now. Yeah. So
No, you're all good, man. Like, so what was it like to see, you know, just like the rise of how like music even got distributed, you know, like, you know, because we had our iTunes and, you know, what was so
Mhm.
annoying to me was when like the iTunes store just came out and you were able to buy music. You like it
Yeah.
was $2.99 a song. I was like, wow, this is absolute
Yep.
robbery. And then you couldn't
Yep.
at the time you weren't able to queue up on YouTube, so you couldn't play whatever you wanted on YouTube in
Yep.
order, which was another pain. So it was just like, and then Spotify came out, and I was like, oh my gosh, Spotify. And then of course they were like, oh, if you pay this amount a month, you could play everything in a row without ads. And I was like, oh my gosh, so now I could create my own playlist and listen to all these songs whenever I want instead of buying one song for $2.99 and having like this small little playlist. And it's just so
Exactly.
different now.
Yeah, I mean, like again, technology, it's gonna keep evolving, and we're gonna get to a point where now, like everything will be done in the metaverse. You know,
Yes.
we're approaching that time when it's gonna be like, oh, I have a meeting to go to, and you're like, where? Oh, in the metaverse. Like, wait, what? You
Yeah.
know, I think it's already happening, but it's gonna be more frequent. Like you're gonna see board meetings, you're gonna see like all kinds of stuff happening like without I still prefer meeting people physically, you know, but a
Yeah.
lot of things will be happening in the metaverse. I predict in like the next maybe 3 to 4 years, we're gonna see like a big shift where instead of just being on Instagram, people are in the metaverse hanging out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the metaverse is so special, especially because I think all been in our own little metaverse ever since the pandemic, just, you know, doing Zoom calls. I mean, right now, this is like our own little
Exactly.
metaverse. My apartment, this little virtual background is my own little metaverse, and it's super special. Also, speaking of
Exactly.
special, Ozzy Crypto in the chat, he's my first ever YouTube channel member. Thank you for being a
Aw, see?
friend. Oh
Your
my
first 10.
Yay! He's my first. So,
Hi.
Ozzy, thank you, friend. You're amazing. If anyone else wants to join, then definitely do so. But how did you even find crypto? What was like that time between, you know, working in the industry and, you know, then transitioning into cryptocurrency? How did you find crypto? Tell me your
Oh,
story.
great question. So, besides just, you know, being somebody that worked in the industry, being a photographer, I'm also like, you know, I am a businesswoman. Like I go after, where's the money? Show me. So
Let's
I have a
go.
friend, yeah, like I have a friend of mine. We used to buy stocks, right? We would trade stocks. And during I think this was maybe 2016, 2017. Was it 2016? we would talk about, different cryptos, and okay, oh well, maybe I'll buy just a little. And then I think it was 2018 or 20, was it 2018? I had started like Robinhood had like Doge, right? Dogecoin.
Oh,
And I would just like, maybe buy some stock, and whatever little change I had left, I just buy Doge with it, because that's all you could
oh
buy,
my
right? Because it was like
gosh.
0.0000 something. It was really low back then. I would just throw it into Doge, and I kept doing that. And I'll say Doge was like my first major like hit in crypto, because when
Yeah.
Doge went up to 75 cents, I was like, oh my
Moon.
gosh.
You
And it
literally
happened
rocket
like,
shipped.
yeah, it happened like in the space of like a week. I was like, oh, is this how people get rich? And ever since then, it's just been like, but I do a little bit Ethereum trading. I buy Sol, I buy Bitcoin, but I couldn't afford a whole Bitcoin back then, right? But
Yeah.
yeah, it just with crypto, you just gotta be super, super duper patient and super duper careful.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's one of those things that even if you do your research, you can never fully predict it, because anything can shift the market at any point. So you do require that patience. And again, never, I think I was saying this earlier, like don't ever put in money that you're not willing to like part with for a while.
Yes.
I've had my Doge for a while, and I've started selling it off, like, okay, I'm gonna sell it here and there. And it's been helpful. It's been helpful. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I got into fully dived into crypto, was because Doge mooned.
That's so awesome. And you know what? That some people would diss that, but I love it. And that's because I don't know if you agree, but I was saying when, Doge started to pop off and, everyone was talking about Elon Musk, everyone was salty with him about talking about Doge. And I even think I don't know if you saw, Elon put out burnt hair perfume and he's accepting Doge for it, apparently. That's what he wrote on
Oh
Twitter.
gosh, yeah.
But I think that brought so much adoption. I mean, it brought you into crypto. And
It did.
what would we do
It
without Tony Payne? I don't even
Thank
know.
you. I'm honestly speaking, like people talk about Doge a lot. Oh, Doge shitcoin this. I'm like, whatever. I don't care. I'm a Doge person. Like,
Yeah,
cause
who cares,
that was
dude?
my first real win, with
Yeah.
crypto. Like, so of course I'm gonna be, I'm not gonna say anything bad about it, because it was my first win with crypto, and it made me realize the possibilities. Like legit, if you invest wisely, or if you know when to get in, you can really, really make some gains. You can really make some gains. And I saw that. I saw my little 3+ whatever, hundreds of dollars turn into like thousands. And I'm like,
Yeah, that must be
What's
insane for you to
it
say.
was pretty. I was screaming like when it hit like 50 cents, I started running around the kitchen. I was like,
And then you sold at the top, or
I didn't.
you're like, my bag's moved, but
That was
oh no.
coming. That part of the story was coming. I held. I was like, no, it's gonna go to $1.
I mean, you never know, man. You really never know the next bull
I mean,
run.
yeah, but I didn't lose, because like I totally bought in at like 0.00000 whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And right now it's like sitting at 0.5 cents or whatever. But when I got in, I got in at a fraction of a penny.
That's
So I still didn't
ridiculous.
lose. The only one I've lost, that I would say crypto that I've lost money on is VET.
Oh, yeah.
So
VeChain, yeah.
yeah, VeChain. Oh my goodness.
I mean, people are still really hype about VeChain, so
So here's the thing with VeChain. I still believe in them. I don't know what's going on, but I still believe something's gonna pop up. Maybe because
yeah.
I'm holding a lot. Because when you look at the application, it's useful, right? And as we know how things work, it takes one moment and one person finding, or one whatever it is, adopting and finding use for it, for the news to pump, and everybody's like running after it. So
Yeah.
I feel like VeChain is one of those, like those sleeping giants, that something is going to happen. Either some major country is going to adopt the token to mine something, I don't know. And then that news is going to spread, and then coin goes up. That's how I feel. So I
Yeah.
haven't sold. I've like held that one. Like I'm like, but I did lose. I mean, I held everything, so I wouldn't say I lost.
You don't lose until you
Until
actually
you
sell.
sell.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You,
So
technically.
I'm
The
holding that one.
makes us all feel better and sleep better at
I
night.
know.
I know Tom Crown, our trader friend in the chat, he's amazing. Guys, please follow Tom Crown, subscribe to his channel if you're in the chat. He said he's
Hi,
also
Tom.
my second member, and he said that Doge was his biggest win last year as well. So I know
Yeah.
Tom
Oh,
talks about
same.
that quite
See.
often. Yeah. And also shout out to Bull. Thank you for being my third member. You guys are so amazing. I'm literally going to cry sitting here right now. But yeah, Doge was a big winner for everybody. And I remember watching SNL and everyone was like, "This is the night it goes to $1. Let's
Oh,
bring
that
it
was a bad
up."
idea that
And then
night.
it was like literally a buy the rumor, sell the event type thing, and
Yeah.
it was just a dump fest from there, and I felt
Yeah.
horrible. But I even had Doge 2 for the meme, and I'm holding it just because it's a meme and I enjoy it.
Do you know
You
how
know?
many? Just think of Doge this way. Do you know how many people are currently holding? Doge wasn't just a. It wasn't just like a shit coin. It wasn't just like a. It was a culture.
No, it
Like, you
still
know
is
what I
a
mean?
culture.
It still
Absolutely.
is. Like people,
Yes.
I have a friend that has a restaurant in LA called Doge Chicken.
Get out. Are you for
Yeah,
real?
like totally.
I'm Googling. I'm literally Googling it. Was it Doge Chicken?
Seriously. So yeah, Doge Chicken.
It's real.
It
Wait, it
is.
says
And their food is
temporarily
so good.
closed. Are they
So
okay?
who said what?
They're temporarily closed.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, their food is really, really good though. So I'm surprised they're temporarily closed.
Oh,
But yeah, they had
sheesh.
Doge Chicken. So it's a big thing. I know people that use like literally like half their room is Doge, Doge merchandise. Even with
Wow.
NFTs, like Doge, there were NFTs based on the Dogecoin. You know, so yeah,
Wow.
it's one of those like even if I say oh I'm selling my Doge, I'll hold I'll hold something for keepsake. You know,
Yeah.
memories.
I'm just emotionally attached to my magic
I
internet money.
know.
That's all.
I
No, literally.
know.
And have you experienced that with NFTs as well? Because I know I
Oh,
have, and I've spoken to a lot of people that have as well. I'm just emotionally attached to my JPEGs, and I
yeah.
can't sell them. I don't care what the
And
market
when it comes to emotional attachment, NFTs are the worst because like
Yes.
literally, I don't know what it is. I think we're gonna have somebody study that. See, maybe if I had stuck in psychology class, I could have studied. I could have studied that. But there is an emotional attachment. Like you literally have to just. What I've started doing now, like I haven't minted in a while, because I've been focusing more on my art. But if I do mint and I'm not planning to hold, oh, actually, I have minted, but more things I'm holding, not things
Yes.
I'm trading. If I'm not planning to hold, like I want to trade the NFT, I would just immediately get rid of it. Because
Yeah.
once you keep it in your wallet for a day or two, oh, it's a
It's
wrap.
over. It's
It's
over.
over.
It's so hard,
It's
especially
like
if like like
it's fine.
especially like you're in the community too, like to a level where like you know the founders of a lot of these projects that you're
Exactly,
buying, and
that
it's
too.
just like it's almost like you're like hurting their feelings, even though like no, like this is the way
I
it goes. But
know.
it's just like I don't want to do like bad by them, even though they earn the
Exactly.
royalties. Which is another thing I wanted to ask you. You know, it's gonna be my follow-up. Firstly though, where like how do you feel about being a creator in NFTs? What made you want to mint an NFT? And I understand that like you're probably like, yes, like NFTs are the bomb, but what made you take that step where you were like, okay, I'm gonna be an actual NFT creator?
Okay, so for me it was pretty simple. So NFT does one thing, right? The non-fungible token does one thing. It gives provenance to something, right? So when you mint an NFT, you can tell the owner, you can tell when it was minted, you can tell who if it exchanges hands. Pretty much it has all this information on the blockchain.
Yeah.
So for digital art, which is what photography is, right? It is very important and very crucial to have provenance because how do you prove yeah you can say with the metadata, but how do you prove that this photography was made blah 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 blah. People can remove the metadata, right? But if you mint something on the blockchain and you sell something on the blockchain, there is proof of the owner, the original owner, assuming they didn't steal it, because I've seen that happen. There's proof of the original owner. There's proof of the first purchaser. if it exchanged hands in the secondary market, there's proof of it exchanging hands. So everything is recorded. So now let me give you a good example. So let's travel back to many, many thousands of years, or maybe not thousands of years, during the time of like the Mona Lisa, right?
Yes.
And we had NFTs back then. And they minted whatever it is, proof that this is the original Mona Lisa on the blockchain. Now, fast forward to 2022, there's no doubt in anybody's mind that this is the original because this thing was minted on the blockchain. So there's data out there that I think maybe, I don't want to quote the percentage, like a good percentage of art in museums or whatnot, they're not 100% sure if they're the original.
Oh my gosh.
So that's bound to happen because, you know, when you have art that has transferred hands over time, anybody can come up and dig up a place and be like, oh, I found this original Da Vinci, you know, and yada, 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 yada. How do you prove that it's an original? How do you prove that it's not? You know, but in 100 years from now, anything I mint is an NFT. They're not gonna, there's no doubt, you know, this is what it is, right? In 100 years from now, they're not trying to figure it out. It's all on the blockchain. So for me, that was one of the things that attracted me to NFTs, especially for photography.
Yep.
Because photography, the one issue that we've always had with photography is provenance and value, being able to place value on photography.
Yep.
So it solves those two problems. And for me, that was a no-brainer.
And where do you currently mint at? Where can everybody find your artwork?
Oh yeah, so I make it so much easier. I mint different NFT platforms, but what I have done is I just created my own website called Tony Payne, and that's with an I, because people add a Y, it's not a Y. TonyPayneNFT.com. And when you go to TonyPayneNFT.com, then you click on Marketplace. You can see all my available NFTs, and it'll take you to whatever marketplace that individual NFT is listed at.
Ah.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, got it.
Big brain, big brain.
That's great. Okay, guys, check out her NFTs, and I put it in the live chat, and I also put your link tree in the description where you can see Tony's website, like her NFTs, her whole life story, like
and
everything is there.
Jokes.
Yes, and her TikTok jokes. All her
my
links.
Sit down comedy.
Yes, all her links are like so pretty and laid out so beautifully. But yeah, so what do you think about this discussion that's been really taking over the NFT space of zero royalties? And I know apparently this is what I'm learning this week, is that royalties are not enforced on the smart contract level, and it's up to basically the marketplaces to allow royalties and to put those into effect. How do you feel that, you know, maybe people are trying to evade these royalties as a creator?
So I think it's inserts bad words. Inserts more bad words and then more bad words. I think it's terrible, right? Because again, one of the things that was sold to artists, and which makes a whole lot of sense. So I'll give you I'll tell you a story. So before I started into NFTs, I was in Twitter Spaces, and then Jack was still the CEO of Twitter, and it was him and Jay-Z. They had a Twitter Spaces. They were talking about, I think, you know, the blockchain and provenance and blah, blah, blah. And then Jay-Z told the story of this artist who had sold his artwork. Don't quote the number, I'll just guess. Let's say he sold it for $3,000, right? And then the original collector then went on to sell the artwork for like $2 million, right? That artist only ended up with $3,000, whereas the collector made a ton of money on their artwork, no secondary royalties, nothing. Now, when you look at visual art, out of all the art forms, if you're a movie actress, if you're a producer, if you're a singer, you will still be cashing royalty checks as long as your music is being played, as long as your film is airing on TV or on, you know, you will still cash royalty checks. So why should it be different for visual artists? And when I say visual artists, I'm talking like, you know, painters, photographers, and whatnot. Why should it be different for them? So NFTs solve that problem where when you have art on the blockchain, and it doesn't necessarily have to be like art on the blockchain, like you can actually have physical art where your certificate is minted on the blockchain. So if they want to resell it, they would have to use the blockchain technology to resell it, right?
Yes.
And then ship the physical art out to whoever is buying it. So they come together. It's like a receipt. It's like a moving receipt, and it helps you trace where the art's been, like who the new owner, where it belongs to, I guess, or where it is now. So the fact that anybody's even having this conversation. So I think what happened with NFTs, pre bear market, is we had a lot of people come into the space because they heard, oh, there's money being made here, magic internet, but not in the sense of like how, with crypto, you're patient, you invest and you follow charts and you're like, oh, this is good. This was more like fast money. Like you buy today, you flip tomorrow, you make your money, right? So a lot of people were doing that. So the bear market hit, right? And then now you're having people go, oh, well, I don't want to pay the 10% to the creator. The initial intent of NFTs, or one of the initial intents of NFTs, was so creators can actually make money on secondary. And the chance of creators to make money over time with their art. Like if your art changes hands, you should be able to make money as much as the collector, or not as much. It's like, what is the percentage? What is 10%? Let's say I sold you something for $500, right?
Yeah.
Just to show you the mentality of the people that are thinking zero royalty. Let's say I sold you art for $500 and then you go and sell it for $1 million, right? What is 10% of $1 million to the person who created that piece of art that you profited? Almost 900 and whatever, nine
whatever numbers and numbers.
Amount, like my brain's like math.
No, it's okay.
What I mean? That you made such a huge profit on, because let's take out your $500, because whatever you sold it for the $1 million and take out your $500, that's your huge profit. So what is 10% to that person that made that possible? Because without that art piece, without their name, without their brand, without them working hard, without them being out there, like, dude, like I had to go to like NFT NYC. You have to be out there. Artists don't just like create art and sit in their house and say, oh, my art's gonna, you gotta get out there. You gotta network. Sometimes networking is expensive. I flew to New York. I spent over $4,000 just being in New York, right? And then if my art sells, somebody's gonna tell me I wanna just profit and I don't care about you.
Yeah.
Then I could do art and not do any work, and just you go do the promo. You go be the brand, right? Because when you think about art, again, what gives art value is partially the artist, that brand. People want a piece of that brand, right? I want a Picasso because it's Picasso, right? I want a Da Vinci because it's Da Vinci. I want a Banksy because it's Banksy. People are buying it because of that artist. So it's like saying you want to cut a percentage away from the artist. It's bollocks. It's like it's wild to me. Like I
think it's pretty absurd myself.
Yeah, I think it's greed. I personally think it's greed. Like I've had to I have people that I follow on Twitter, and when I see them talking zero royalty, I mute them. Like, bye.
Yeah, I think, I see both ends where people want to make more money, because that's like the nature of the game, but at the same time it's like you have to respect the artist. You have to respect the time, the effort that they put in. And at the end of the day, it's literally just, I think, it like you said, it's kind of greed, and it's not right. Also, shout out to John Germain for the super chat. Much appreciated. I don't understand why people would want to get rid of royalties. And I know a lot of NFT marketplaces have taken like the initiative to say like, hey, we're gonna keep royalties. I think like, no matter what, at the end of the day, like blockchain is code and people are going to figure out their ways through everything. But I think at the same time, from our end, like a creator's point of view, we're going to end up developing where we're going to have a smart contract that actually implements.
Oh yeah, it's already
royalties.
happening.
That's like, I think as fast as people come up with loopholes, there's solutions. So I
Oh
think
yeah.
we all have to just, again, like we were talking about before, stay freaking patient and just
Exactly.
figure it out. Like we're all going to be okay. And another thing that I wanted to talk to you about was like women coming into crypto. And I'm so happy to have you here because not often do I have like another woman to talk to in this space. Of course I've had Wendy, Leia, Fan Lady Squad. They're coming on the show again in a little bit. But it's so refreshing to see you, and I think
Yeah.
we need more women in crypto.
Oh yeah,
How
we
do you,
do.
how do you like? I think there's definitely a lot more from when I came in. I remember April 2020, there were only like 5 or 6 women on Twitter, like total, and now like there's a lot. And even at NFT NYC, I actually had to wait to go to the women's bathroom, which wasn't a problem at previous conferences. So I mean, we're
Yeah.
getting somewhere. How do you think we're doing on like, the end of, because I hate to bring gender into it, but how do you think we're doing with bringing women into this space? And do you think we could be doing more to like help?
I think we could be doing more, but I think again, for women, I think women, right? Once we start helping women see the value. So I'll use myself as an example. So me being able to purchase crypto and way back when, and me like one of the cryptos I purchased, Mooning, I'll say it has helped me a lot stay afloat. Besides like my business that I run, like if I don't want to touch like certain funds, it has helped me stay afloat to focus on my art. So it can give women that opportunity. Like if you really, really get lucky, it can give you the opportunity to stay afloat while you do what you want to do. Because I know a lot of women want to go into entrepreneurship, they want to start their own business, but they don't have the funds, or they just, it's like we're trying to breathe, right? We're trying to stay up. And if you invest in crypto wisely and you have the opportunity to, double or triple your money, and you kind of, maybe convert it to USDC and just keep it there, it can really help you do other things. So I found that trading crypto has actually been a huge plus for me.
Yeah.
Because again, I've had some losses, but I've had mainly wins, and it's helped me continue. I probably, maybe would have given up on doing art if I wasn't able to stay afloat,
Oh,
So
that's
yeah,
sad
I
to even think
encourage
about.
it. I encourage it a whole lot because, and there's so many things. I know they're different. They're different professions. That maybe they can't get certain types of money, and crypto helps them, and all those other things. So yeah, it's something to know. Even if you don't plan on being an active trader, it's something to know, because I always say whatever these men are like super paying attention to, you should pay attention to it too, because men always follow the money.
Yeah,
Right?
it's true.
Men always follow the money. So you need to follow whatever they're following, because they're following the money.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a good way to empower women, empower other women. So I was at a gathering, yesterday with some friends, and we were talking about, well, one of the ladies, she was talking about some of the programs she wants to offer, I think in India, and how to help girls, that maybe in smaller villages that didn't have access to certain things. And she was going to use NFTs, and that's crypto,
Beautiful.
So yeah, I thought it was a fantastic idea. So those kind of things that like allows you to be able to do certain things, and just I encourage it for sure.
That's so special. I really love that.
Yeah.
I wish you the
Yeah,
best
me
of luck
too.
with that.
Yeah, I know. I told her, I was like, I
Wow.
want to do something with you.
Wow. We need more of that. I remember,
Yeah.
like I was thinking of doing a project, and then, part of the proceeds were going to go to schools and things like that. But like the project didn't end up working out, which ended up being like a great thing for me. But it was just
Yeah.
like, things aren't meant to be. But at the end of the day, it's just like being able to help people. And that's like one of the reasons I got into crypto too, is because I did a lot of charity work at school. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, wow, like you can see where the money goes with crypto. You see, it goes like, it goes
Exactly.
to this person, and then this is what they did with the funds. So
Exactly.
that's like
It's
really
more
great.
transparent. Yeah.
Exactly. I think I'm really happy you were here today, Tony. Just because like just talking about like women in crypto, just like how you got into crypto and like this evolution of art and social media. It's just so intriguing.
Oh
Is there
yeah.
is there anywhere where people could find you right now? What are you up to right now? Didn't you just release a short film? Did I
No,
see a tweet
my
about
short
that?
film's been a while, but I'm gonna do another one. I'm not gonna say what the new thing I'm thinking of doing is, but I'm planning something. I'm planning something.
Oh.
And another thing I wanted to say, that a lot of people don't realize is that, there's people, that sell like, maybe goods like, maybe you knit sweaters and you sell them or you, buy and trade like clothes, shoes, bags, whatever it is. There's actually functions to accept crypto. There is like this thing called Coinbase. I never knew. Nope, I can't stand Coinbase, but they have it. But Coinbase Commerce allows you to
Yes.
actually payment, right? So it's like, it's no brainer. So it's not like, oh, wait, maybe I can't accept crypto. You can, it's just familiarize yourself with it. So yeah, as for me, the question is, what am I up to? So what I am up to again is my photography. I currently have a collection on it's on OpenSea. It's on all the platforms. OpenSea Foundation, Manifold, looks for all the NFT platforms. You can find it there. There are three collections. One is called Language of Flora. The next one is called Legends Live Forever. Oh, actually four. And then I have an Everyday Africa collection. That's my baby. Okay. And that one is on OpenSea. Yeah, that was my first NFT collection. And that holds like a special place in my heart because it was like my genesis into NFTs. Yeah. So what Everyday Africa is probably close to what I will be doing in film as moving forward. So I want to kind of go back to like telling people stories and just being able to impact lives and giving people a voice. I feel like that's my calling. So I want to try to, do a little bit more of that. So I don't feel like, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah, I feel you. That I mean, having your calling, there's nothing better than like feeling that and knowing that.
Yeah,
I mean, wow, like I once I started doing this, I was like, this is my life. And
exactly.
it
Right. And it feels great, right?
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely it does. And I put your link again, TonyPayneNFT.com in the live chat. Guys, please go check out
Yeah.
her art. It is so beautiful. Like that piece behind her, she was talking about bright colors before that pops. I love it so
Let me
much.
move out of the way so they can really
Scoot,
look
like a
at
little scoot, scoot.
it.
You're too
Look
much.
at me. I'm like, so they can see all the beauty. Like those are
Yes.
fangs. I love this shot so much. I feel
No,
like,
I like it too.
yeah. But yeah, I also have a website called Tony Payne. Okay, so it's TonyPayne.com. So that's my
Yes.
website for everything from my poetry. I do poetry, spoken word poetry. I have an album out on iTunes, Apple, Amazon. My books, I have some books, 48 life-changing quotes about love, about life.
Oh,
I have a book of poems called A Stroll at Midnight. And again,
wow.
I know I'm all like busy.
Yeah.
Yes. So my Tony Payne OSHA website has all of that. Like it's like not just the NFT stuff. It's like everything. And I write quotes and I sell art prints for my quotes. So if you like any of my quotes and you want to see it, in your home, let me know. I'll hook it up.
Wow, that's really awesome. You're so cool. Tony,
Thank
wow.
you.
And there's also
And I'm dropping an album. No, I'm kidding.
I was about to say I would literally not even say no. Like I'd be
No,
like,
I'm
Tony, when's
kidding.
it coming out? Which platform? Where can I get this?
Like
What's
I'm
the
collaborating with
utility?
Nicki Minaj. No.
No, girl, get it. Like, get Nikki. Let's get
You
her
know,
on this.
you never know. You never
No,
know.
you really never know. Like, it's so amazing. That's the best part about this space. Larcy from Wax Blockchain at slash Blockchain Brawler slash Tyranno Studios is in the chat too. She is so awesome. If you ever want to look
Hi.
into Wax, then definitely ask me or Larcy because she's so sweet. And we're always trying to bring
Awesome.
women into the ecosystem. But yeah, like, it's great to see like other women in the chat and just like talking about crypto and NFTs, like I said, like talking to you is so refreshing because again, there's not a
Thank
lot of women
you. You
there's not
too.
a lot of women I could talk to. So like I appreciate you and definitely the next time like you're at a conference, we're gonna talk in DM and stuff, but like
Oh
definitely
yeah, for
I
sure.
want to meet you. I want to give you like a hug because I feel like
Are
I
you
need to
coming
give you a
to
hug.
Basel?
I'm see like I'm supposed to, but I
Same.
don't know. Like it's just like nothing's
I
confirmed in crypto
know.
until the week before. Like that's the way
Yeah.
it always goes.
All right. If you do,
Yeah,
I'm same. I might be there. 90% chance I'll be there
me
because
too.
I think I'll be exhibiting on the first. So I'd like to,
Oh,
yeah.
I thought I was supposed to
I'd like.
leave on the 1st.
Oh,
November,
leave
like December
to
1st.
Basel or huh?
No, like I'm supposed to. If I'm supposed to be in Miami, it would be from the November 28th to the 30th.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's gonna end on the 4th. Wait, no, the 3rd. December 1st to 3rd.
Oh sheesh. So I'm gonna miss
Yeah.
you. Oh my god.
Oh,
I'm so upset.
yeah.
Okay, we're gonna figure it
I'll
out.
probably, if I do go, I'll probably get in on the 30th.
Yeah.
So we might have a quick high.
Yeah, we might. We're gonna be like I'll be like walking into the airport. You'll be walking out of the
I'll
airport.
be
We'll
leaving.
like, bye.
Bye.
Oh my god.
Exactly.
You're awesome, Tony. Thank you again for
You
joining me.
too.
Guys, please follow Tony. I put all of her websites. Here's her Twitter again in the live chat. Everything is in the description as well. Guys, if you haven't yet, please like, subscribe, share the stream out with friends. Follow
Yes.
Tony. Check out everything in the description. Check out her link tree. All of her NFTs. Her art is so beautiful. Again, if you
Thank
want to become a
you.
member of the channel, just press the join button below. I appreciate you guys. Guys, wow. Another cool guest is going to be on this week. I think I have another show, maybe two. I don't even know what I have going on. I have to check my calendar. Things are getting too complicated. But guys, make sure you stay tuned for the Missing Crypto Show. Thank you again for joining me. I appreciate every single one of you. Tony, thank you again. Have
Thank
a
you
great
for
day,
having me. I had a
everyone.
good time.
Oh, you're the
Thank
best.
you.
Have a great day, everyone. Talk to you later. And as always, did you forget to stay zesty? Peace.
Stay zesty.
Good morning, crypto Twitter, it's Misty Crypto, spreading crypto with Dr. Showing this better